everyone, I'm Robert Cameron, one of the inventors of the BT900 bedbug trapping system. In this video, I want to show you exactly what comes in the box, how easy it is set up, and later I'd like to show you some actual footage of the bedbugs being captured, along with some additional information on how the BT900 works. Now everything you see here on the table is included, so you can set up your BT900 and get it running the day it arrives. Now simply pour the ingredients into the sealed inner bucket, add warm water, and stir for about 1 minute until everything is fully dissolved. Every BT900 comes with its own recipe, so you can use your own sugar, yeast, and warm water. Keep the trap running until no further bedbug activity is seen. Once the mixture is completely dissolved, tighten the blue cap, place the sealed inner bucket into the outer bucket, and connect the hose to the top of the blue cap. Next, it's time to fill up the bubbler. Grab the syringe that was supplied to you, fill the syringe up with some water, and then you're going to pop the cap on the straw on the front of the device, and that's where you're going to put the water in. Fill up the water in between the two red lines. This will create the seal needed for the bubbler to work. Next, you will want to plug the device in. There's a little red light indicating that it is on. What that does is there's a heater inside to help the sugar and the yeast create the CO2. Now in this next scene, here's an example of the bubbler puffing, creating the CO2 which attracts the bed bugs. So let's get into a little story. I had answered this guy off of Facebook. He had a bed bug problem in a one-bedroom apartment. He was moving in there because he didn't have any place to stay, plus he was going to be the maintenance man for his cousin at this sixplex. Well, anyways, the same day he moves in, knowing that they're bed bugs, I came over with my traps, set one in the bedroom, the living room, and the kitchen. And here's what happened. Hey there. So here I'm at the apartment building to get out. And I'm going to show you what I'm working out of. So here I'm in a 3-bedroom apartment. I decided to place one in the living room, one in the kitchen, and one in the bedroom. I really attack this problem head on because the guy's moving in. We don't want him to get bit. And let's go ahead and take a look what we caught the first day. You can go ahead and just take it off the top. What? Yeah, I just want to take this top off. Okay, that's good. Just set it aside. You probably can hear it in my voice. I am not a professional speaker. But anyways, we move out 5 days, and all 3 bedbug traps had caught bedbugs. So I immediately recharged them all, and then I came back 5 days later. Now we're on day 10. I checked the bedroom, we had caught bedbugs there. I checked the living room, we caught bedbugs there. I went to the kitchen trap and didn't catch any bedbugs there. So what I did was I moved the kitchen trap into the bedroom where I felt like most of the bedbugs were being caught. At this point, I recharged all the traps and left and came back 5 days later. So now we would be on day 15. So the living room trap came up empty. No bedbugs were caught there. But the bedroom, one of the traps, we caught about 2 or 3 bedbugs. So I said, you know what? Let's recharge all the traps again and run it another 5-day cycle. This now puts us out at day 20. I came back, checked all the traps. There was absolutely no bedbugs caught in any of the traps. At this point, the treatment was complete. I pulled all the traps. And one of the amazing things is, during this process of 20 days of trapping, the tenant that had moved in said he never got bit. So he was pretty happy about that. And then I followed up with him about 2 months later, and there was still no bedbug activity. He wasn't getting bit, and he was really happy. So I kind of have this saying and feeling about bedbugs. You know, bedbugs are tiny. They stay hidden. Most of the time, you don't see them. You just feel the bites. And after a while, they make you feel completely helpless. But once the BT900 starts catching them, something changes. You start checking the traps instead of wondering where the next bite is coming from. You finally feel like you're back in control, and those little bugs that once seemed overwhelming become just little bugs again. So before we go, I wanted to give you guys some bonus footage on the original bedbug trap, the prototype. Wow, that is a lot of bedbugs. This was over off of Chugiach Way, one of our apartment complexes over there. I remember this really clearly. Little efficiency apartment, and this was probably the first treatment. Pretty much we would recharge the trap every 5 days until the problem was resolved. The only other thing we would do, though, to help the tenant would put like a plastic sheet on the bed mattress. This would also help so the bed bugs could not reach the tenant that was living there. But in the end, we conquered and the tenant stopped getting bit, and we pretty much resolved all of our bed bug issues using this prototype here that you see. And now it's involved into the BT900 that you see today, which is even more powerful, more easier to work with. Pretty awesome stuff. Well, thanks so much for watching. God bless all of you guys, and happy trails.